What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? AJ Good here at the House of Masks, where we unbox and review cool stuff almost every single day, and in today's video we have something a little different for the channel. Now, it is directly related to the normal content that I do post, such as SLIPKNOT masks. However, today we are doing a list video, and I know that you guys really love these list videos, so I figured why not do a couple videos, one being my least favorite SLIPKNOT masks from each member, where I pick my least favorite SLIPKNOT mask from each member, and the other being the one that will come out after this, which is my favorite mask from each member. So two very cool videos to look forward to. Like I said, today we are doing my least favorite mask from each member, so we will get on into that in just a second, but first I have to thank the sponsor of today's video, and that is the Ridge Wallet, of course. Who else did you think it would be? We all know that no other companies have the balls to work with the House of Masks. The Ridge Wallet. It's light, sleek, and industrial. It doesn't fold or awkwardly bulge in your back pocket, and it's easy carry in the front pocket as well. This wallet holds up to 12 cards and has room for cash. And there are over 30 colors and styles to choose from, including burnt titanium and carbon fiber. The Ridge Wallet has over 45,000 5-star reviews, and if my math is correct, that's at least 3 5-star reviews. The durable material that these wallets are made out of means that they come with a lifetime guarantee, and that means you could literally carry this wallet every single day for the rest of your miserable life. And if it breaks, you get a new one for free. The Ridge is going to replace it. The Ridge has been working with us long enough for you guys to know exactly what's coming up. You know they gave you guys a discount code through my channel, so just head over to www.ridge.com/masks, that is MASKS, and use the discount code MASKS, again, MASKS, and you will not only receive 10% off of your order, but you will also get free international shipping and returns. So, a massive thank you to the Ridge Wallet for once again showing love for the House of Masks and sponsoring yet another video. Thank you guys very much. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and hop on into this list. Now, for this video, we will only be counting the main members of SLIPKNOT. This means that members such as Cuddles, Josh, and Brandon will not be on this list. They did not go through enough mask changes for me to count them, and they were not significant enough to the band to be on this type of list. On top of that, I won't be focusing on any weird sets of masks such as the Purgatory masks. Those do not belong on this type of list. Those are not actually SLIPKNOT member masks. Well, I guess they are to an extent, but not something that belongs on this list. I'm not going to include them. It's my video. I'm gonna do what I want.
Yeah, I'm Stacks, and I don't use protection. It's my hot body. I'll do what I want.
So we are going to be going in member order, starting with Sid, and eventually ending at Michael Paff, aka the new guy. So, let's hop on into it. Alright, so, Sid Wilson, number 0, the filth epitome, the rat boy, DJ Starscream, and every other nickname under the sun. I have a feeling that what I am about to say is going to be the case for a lot of members on this list. I really don't hate too many of their masks. I can't really think of a Sid mask that I just full on dislike. They all pretty much seem to fit him, and I can't really imagine him not wearing particular masks. So if I had to pick my least favorite Sid mask, it's gotta be this weird Bob Bassett 0.5 The Gray Chapter horse mask. We barely ever saw it, thankfully, but it just is way too strange for me. It's a little too far out there. It gets a little too far away from the steampunk gas mask flavor that he was going for with that album cycle, and I just don't really like it that much. Is it still a Sid Wilson mask? Yes, very much so, but it's just a little too far gone for me. I'm not really a fan of this mask, and thankfully we didn't have to see too much of it. So there's my pick for my least favorite Sid Wilson mask. Everything else he's ever worn has just pretty much fit him, even the really boring basic generic skull that he wore for Volume 3. Moving right on along, we have next number 1, Joey Jordison. This, again, was another difficult one because I really don't dislike any of Joey's masks. But I guess if I had to boil it down, I would just pick really any All Hope Is Gone mask. I found myself not liking that mask as much as any other album cycle for a number of reasons. They just look a little too professional, a little too polished, and I really don't like the fact that the mouth got withered away so much that we could actually see Joey's mouth on the inside. That is definitely something that always bothered me about the All Hope Is Gone masks, but again, as is the case with a lot of Slipknot masks, as I started seeking out replicas of the All Hope Is Gone Joey and I started to obtain them in my collection, I definitely got a new appreciation for the masks, so I can't really say that I dislike that mask. It is just my least favorite out of anything else that he's worn. I absolutely love the self-titled variants, I absolutely love the Iowa variants, and for the most part, I really love the Volume 3 variants as well, but when it comes to the All Hope Is Gone Joey, it just started to stray a little bit too far away from what made me love the painted up blank 83 Caesar masks. Alright, next up we have Paul Gray, rest in peace. This again was something that wasn't super easy because for the most part I really only care about Paul's self-titled and Iowa masks. So to choose between the Volume 3 and the All Hope Is Gone masks was kind of difficult because they are almost equal on levels of me just not really caring for those styles. But when it came down to it, as I was comparing photos between album cycles, I do think that I like the Argyle style of the All Hope Is Gone mask a little more than the very bare, very boring look of the Volume 3 mask. I can honestly say that I don't dislike either era of those masks. I can just say that one does a little less for me, and that just so happens to be the Volume 3 style. Next up, Chris Thane, number 3. This one was not difficult at all because I actually do dislike the two masks that I'm about to tell you about, but with that being said, this is a tied position. I could not pick which one I disliked more, so I am giving them a tie. Either this green 0.5 mask or this Lainey Chantel weird anime looking, I don't even know how to describe this, puny, teeny tiny toy version of Chris Thane's mask. I really don't like either one of these, which is weird because just a simple paint job on the Lainey Chantel mask makes me actually really like the mask. And when it comes to this green 0.5, it just feels very generic. It feels like they were just running out of ideas for Chris masks and started slapping different colors on them, and it's kind of strange that we never saw a black version. Instead, we got a bunch of variations of green, and maybe Chris just really likes green, but for me, it did nothing for me. They all started to get really repetitive and really boring, so I could not choose between these two. I put them both on the list, tied for my least favorite Chris mask. Next up, Jim Root, number 4. This one was a very easy one for me because I had never really disliked a Jim Root mask until this one came along, and that is the 0.5 mask. The whole thing, the whole album cycle, I do not dig the beard shtick. I don't like beards in general. I think that they're kind of cringy, and I get that the beard is part of Jim's personality. However, it's just not my favorite look, so to make a mask that actually exposes and embraces the beard just seems really weird to me. Like, that seems like a gimmicky mask, and that is something strange to say when we are talking about a band that has a literal clown called Clown in the band. I just don't like the look of this. I don't like the shtick. It just kind of seems to sway a little too far away from the Jester look. Obviously, if you have eyeballs and you compare anything from the self-titled era all the way through his All Hope Is Gone era, right up to the point that he started cutting off the chin and the mouth for his masks, I think that it's safe to say that these masks are way cooler. Craig, another easy one. A lot of tied places. Literally anything past Volume 3. For some reason, they just could not get this mask right after Volume 3, and even Volume 3 was a step down from Iowa. Somehow the mask has just lost all sense of sinisterness, if that's a word. The mask looks fucking evil during Iowa. The mask still looks alright during Volume 3 for the most part because it was a very similar sculpt. Technically just a slight retool with some different sized nails put into the mask, but then All Hope Is Gone happened and the mask just looks goofy. It looks like a bowling ball with spikes in it. He's got like a fishbowl shaped head. It's just a very strange thing, and you would think that with a concept like this, just a plain BDSM bondage style looking mask with a zipper mouth and some spikes, that they would be able to make that thing look a little more sinister than they have, but they just keep missing the mark on Craig's masks. Poor Craig, because Craig's cool as shit. Moving on to Sean Clown Crayon. Now, for the sake of this list and the rules that I gave at the beginning, I can't actually count my least favorite Sean mask because we haven't seen him wear it yet, but I can tell you that that is my all-time least favorite Slipknot mask ever, out of any member. The We Are Not Your Kind V2 that we still haven't seen yet, and I'm not sure if we are going to see, is just an atrocity. A terrible, terrible mask, and for those of you that have seen it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But since it's still not officially out there, I don't want to be the one responsible for leaking the photos, so I am keeping it to myself. I won't be putting it in this video. But that means that we have to pick something that he actually has worn, so I am going to go with a plethora of 0.5 masks that just didn't do it for me. They were just a bit too goofy. Or a plethora of the We Are Not Your Kind masks, which I feel like had a very, very good concept, but poor execution. I've talked about this in numerous videos, but specifically with the We Are Not Your Kind masks, there was a lot of great concepts with poor execution that just really took something away from me. Had we taken this great idea of a mirrored clown, with the deep meaning that Sean Crayon would give it, when you're looking at the clown, you're actually looking at yourself. I think that that's a really cool concept. Everything from the fact that the mask is just missing some small, little, sinister features that could have been changed in 5 minutes on the sculpt, from the fish mouth being made slightly more inverted, slightly more sinister, with just a little tweak to the grin, to the eyebrows just being made a little more inverted, just a little more sinister. Tiny things like this would have changed this mask drastically for the better. But then we also have other problems like the shape and the size of the mask. This mask is a half mask, but it covers so much of Clown's head that it just gives it a really strange look where his hair starts poking out over the top. If this mask had gone with some sort of bondage hood that just completely covered up Clown's head, I think that he could have gotten away with it. Or if the mask's forehead had been made slightly smaller so that we could see more of Clown's hair, I think that it would have changed the look dramatically. It would have been way, way better. Great concept. Poor execution, that's what I'm getting at on that one, but I think that the 0.5 masks and the We Are Not Your Kind masks have to be tied on this one for my least favorite. Mick, We Are Not Your Kind, I guess. I feel like we had pretty much already seen the We Are Not Your Kind mask back during Volume 3, and we haven't had a lot of changes since then, so technically I could swap it out with Volume 3, I could swap it out with All Hope Is Gone, but this basic design, I don't know. You can't really choose your least favorite mask when there's not that many to choose from, because it's a Mick mask, and that's what Mick wants to look like, and that's fine. But I do know that I love the self-titled masks, I know that I love the Iowa mask, and I know that the 0.5 mask at least tried to do something a little different drastically, and by drastically I mean with the cracks and the rust spots and stuff like that. So I definitely respect those ones a little more than I respect the other ones that look so much alike that most people can't even tell them apart. So I guess one of 3 spots I'm going with We Are Not Your Kind on the Mick mask, but you could swap that out with All Hope Is Gone, and you could swap it out with Volume 3. Corey Taylor. I think I have to say that my least favorite is, and this is going to be a shocker for a lot of people because of what I've said in past videos, but I think I have to go with the V1 We Are Not Your Kind pre-changes. I want to make that extremely clear. When it was bloated and he wore the scarf, it was a goofy fucking mask. Even I can admit that, no matter how cool the concept was. But that mask shoots up dramatically towards the top of my list as soon as those very, very small changes were made, such as stitching up the sides of the mask. Yes, it looked goofy as shit when it premiered. Yes, the memes are all real. However, as soon as he fixed it, I changed my mind. I think that that is a great mask as soon as the stitching got added to the cheeks. Now, with the rest of the members, all of the new guys, we're just gonna rush through them because there's really not too many to choose from. And to be honest, I don't dislike most of the new members' masks. So, with Jay, I gotta go with his premiere 0.5. I feel like for as cool as Jay is and as artistic as he is, giving him something like that was kind of dull, but I will say it did force him to come into his own as a Slipknot member, specifically with the masks, because he took a mask that I didn't like at all and he turned it into one of my all-time favorite Slipknot masks ever. So that's pretty cool, and it definitely let him earn his stripes, literally. But yeah, if I have to choose, I gotta go with the Premier 0.5J. V-Man. Now, of course, this is going to come as no surprise to most of you guys watching this. It has to be the We Are Not Your Kind Premier mask, the V1, if you will. My list of technical issues with this mask is just way too much to try to fit into this video. That has to be a video on its own. I really, really dislike this mask from a technical standpoint, and the fact that I can honestly say that V-Man is my least favorite member of Slipknot of all time doesn't help either. So yeah, the We Are Not Your Kind V1 is definitely my least favorite V-Man, which is crazy because, again, small little changes to the mask can easily affect that, because when he changed it to the V2 and just did something as small as changing the mouth design, it instantly shot that mask up to one of my favorite V-Man variants. So yeah, we are not your kind V1 V-Man all day for sure. And last but not least, we have Michael Path, aka the new guy, aka not that other fucking name that people are still calling him for some reason. I've got to go with the premiere version, the one that we saw in the promo shots of the band before Path had even filled that role. It just looks fucking goofy. It looks too clean, it's got that goofy ass neck, and it's obviously not being worn correctly by whoever was taking those photos. It's just a weird fucking mask. Not a fan, it's lacking, dig the concept, don't like the execution. But as soon as they started making small changes to that mask while it was being used live, such as removing the neck, or cutting out the holes in the head, it started to discolor, it started to weather up, it became a really, really cool mask. So, that is my quick list of my least favorite masks from each member of Slipknot. What do you guys think? Is your list similar to mine? Is it the complete opposite? Drop your list down below in the comments. I'm looking forward to seeing how everybody stacks up against mine. And with that being said, I'd like to thank you guys very, very much for watching. We are going to go ahead and end this video. So, until next time, this has been AJ Good here at the House of Masks, telling you to say no to drugs and alcohol, and yes to good Slipknot masks, and we will see you guys in the next one.